In this podcast episode, Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United's captain, shares deep insights into his football journey, personal values, leadership style, and loyalty to the club. He addresses misconceptions about his mentality, reflects on his upbringing, discusses managerial changes at Manchester United, and explains why he rejected a massive financial offer to leave the club. Throughout the conversation, Bruno emphasizes the importance of character, family, and perseverance both on and off the pitch. Bruno explains that his upbringing in Porto revolved around family values, sacrifice, and respect. His father, a man of few words and strong actions, instilled in him a mindset of continuous improvement, emphasizing not to settle for less than one's best. From a young age, Bruno showed no fear on the pitch and was aggressive and fearless, qualities that set him apart despite not being the most technically gifted or physically dominant among his peers. This attitude earned him early promotions to older age groups and shaped his mentality for handling criticism. At 17, Bruno moved from Portugal to Italy, where he experienced quick growth with clubs like Novara and Udinese. A significant figure during this time was his manager Francesco Guidolin, who taught him to express himself fearlessly and introduced a fatherly guidance approach. Bruno nearly went on loan to Watford, but was retained by Udinese thanks to Guidolin's belief in his potential. These experiences cultivated patience, adaptability, and the understanding of a manager's perspective on team dynamics and player development. Bruno's return to Sporting was pivotal. He flourished, achieving impressive stats for a midfielder. At one point, Tottenham showed strong interest. However, Sporting decided to keep him, which Bruno believed was for the club's greater need. He reveals his enthusiasm to play in the Premier League, seeing it as the most competitive league globally. Although he was keen on joining Tottenham, the opportunity with Manchester United ultimately solidified his dream of playing at the highest level. Receiving the call from his agent about Manchester United's interest was an emotional and defining moment for Bruno. He describes it as the realization of a lifelong dream, especially having grown up watching legends like Cristiano Ronaldo. Despite joining during a period of instability and managerial changes, Bruno saw potential and was committed to contributing to revitalizing the club. He acknowledges the difficulties experienced during transitional phases, but remains optimistic about the team's future and his role within it. Bruno stresses that respect and care for everyone involved in the club's ecosystem are non-negotiable. From players to staff members handling hospitality or cleaning, he treats everyone with equal dignity. This philosophy is deeply rooted in his personal family background, influenced strongly by the example set by his parents, particularly his mother, who was a cleaner. He believes that such values foster a positive environment and impact performance collectively. Discussing the club's recruitment challenges post-Alex Ferguson, Bruno highlights how constant managerial changes led to inconsistent player profiles and styles that didn't always fit together. He advocates for a recruitment strategy that prioritizes character alongside quality. According to him, quality can fluctuate, but character remains constant and is vital to maintaining team cohesion and resilience. He applauds recent efforts to bring in players with the right mentality, helping solidify club culture and reduce public distractions such as social media controversies. Bruno acknowledges the impact of social media in modern football and describes how he manages his family's involvement in order to avoid unnecessary distractions or conflicts. He emphasizes the importance of players and their close circles understanding the repercussions of online behaviors. The club, he notes, also plays a role in advising players to maintain professionalism in public communications. Bruno personally chooses to focus on his work rather than public opinion or media noise. Having experienced several managerial changes at Manchester United, Bruno reveals that his attitude remains consistent, respecting each manager's philosophy and adapting as needed. He does not publicly express disagreements and instead supports the team's direction. He appreciates managers who treat all players equally and empower them to take responsibility on the pitch. Bruno values Michael Carrick's approach to give players autonomy while maintaining essential tactical structure. Bruno candidly discusses his approach to playing as a risk-taking midfielder, explaining the balance between risk and reward. He understands that mistakes happen, but believes calculated risks can generate crucial goal-scoring opportunities. Under different managers, he's been advised to adjust his positioning and shot selection for optimal success, demonstrating his openness to learning and evolving while maintaining his core playing style focused on creativity and team benefit. Part of Bruno's consistency and stamina on the field is attributed to his rigorous training ethic and mindset. He treats every training session with full intensity, sometimes pushing beyond prescribed limits to prepare for the physical and mental fatigue experienced during matches. This dedication has helped reduce injuries and keep him performing at a top level throughout long seasons. Becoming Manchester United's captain was a surprise to Bruno, especially given the unusual context of replacing Harry Maguire while both were still at the club. He approached the situation with sensitivity, immediately speaking with Maguire to ensure mutual respect and shared leadership. Bruno's leadership style is characterized by honest communication, high expectations, fairness, and encouragement. He treats teammates equally, whether in praise or criticism, aiming to inspire continuous improvement. Former and current teammates frequently praise Bruno not only for his footballing abilities, but also for his humanity, kindness, and unwavering support off the pitch. They admire his ability to uplift others and build a positive team atmosphere. Bruno finds such feedback deeply meaningful, as it reflects the core values instilled by his family and guides how he lives both as a professional and individual. Bruno responds to an incident where Roy Keane twisted his words about his mentality, accusing him of selfishness in chasing assists. Bruno clarifies that his original statement was self-critical, emphasizing team success over personal stats. While he accepts criticism, he is frustrated by misrepresentations that undermine his true intentions and dedication. Despite the harsh public scrutiny, Bruno remains focused on leading and improving at the club. One of the most striking revelations is Bruno's decision to reject an enormous contract reportedly worth £200 million from a Middle Eastern club. He attributes this choice to unfinished dreams at Manchester United, strong family ties, and personal values around loyalty and integrity. His wife, who has been by his side since his teenage years, plays a significant role in guiding his decisions. Bruno emphasizes his desire to fulfill his potential with the club he loves, rather than prioritize financial gain. Bruno expresses hope for sustained stability at Manchester United, especially under Michael Carrick's leadership, who he says knows the club deeply and understands its values. He believes that with the right recruitment focused on character and team fit, the club can return to winning titles and reclaim its former stature. His personal goals include winning major trophies with Manchester United and achieving success with the Portuguese national team. Bruno values being recognized for his character as much as his football skills, believing that how one behaves off the pitch ultimately shapes their legacy. He hopes to not only succeed as a player, but also serve as an example of responsibility, loyalty, and humanity in challenging times. The respect he commands among fans, teammates, and the broader football community underscores the comprehensive nature of his impact on and off the field.